Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this the news beat presented to you by Ladies Like. Follow the beat from the studio to the street. Info with the flow keeps you sharp and in the know. Sit back, relax, enjoy the news. Follow. A big political upset surprised Gambian leader Yahya Jammeh, who had vowed to rule the tiny West African nation for a billion years. He seized power with a coup 20 years ago, but elections came out marking his time to go. Jammeh was known to crack down the opposition, but to everyone's surprise, he accepted the results of the election. He lost to Adam Barrow, the businessman who won the popular vote, and brought together the Gambian opposition, promising to revive the economy of the nation. Gambians should no longer look at Europe for better life. Instead of building up their own country to survive, it will be a big change for Jammeh. The old president known for finding a cure for AIDS, he was also known for arresting people suspected for witchcraft and threatened to slit throats of homosexuals. But Barrow is more liberal. He has promised jobs and security and agreed to step down after 3 years in order to preserve democracy, a sign that should inspire other African countries. A lot of saga is still going on in the Rwenzururu Kingdom. Our reporter Ras Jad is here with the details.
The relationship between the Ugandan government and the Rwenzururu Kingdom has been on the decline since the government officially recognized the monarchy in 2009. The recent clashes between the government security forces and the royal guard of the kingdom have reignited the underlying tensions between the two institutions. The Rwenzururu Kingdom started out as a separatist movement, and in 1962, the Bakonzo declared their own kingdom within the Ugandan state. Years of conflicts until 1982, when the Bakonzo laid down arms and agreed to the semi-autonomous status on the government terms. In recent years, the region's natural resources and land have been the root of the tribal tensions, with the Ugandan government also accused of sponsored land grabs without compensations. The king is also accused of harboring separatist groups who want to create a new republic called Yira, who include the Bakonzo people and their blood relatives in some of parts of North Kivu, the province of Congo. The Rwenzururu king's desire for secessions is believed to be one of the reasons for the recent confrontations. The resultant chaos claimed the lives of over 100 people, including policemen and soldiers, and the detention of the journalist Joy Dorin Bira for her reports on the clashes via social media. The King Charles Wesley Mumbere was also arrested and detained at Jinjas Nalufenya police station after appearing at the Jinjas District Chief Magistrate's Court for his role in the altercations. The monarchy was later remanded to jail until 13th December on charges of murder and pending investigations. I'm Ras Jad, reporting for Newsbeat.
Thank you, Ras Jad, for that report. From Nigeria, here comes the king of Blink. Our reporter MC Loy is here with more.
Nigerian-born Christopher Ire has managed to get fame, fortune and overwhelming success in a small, highly competitive and risky jewelry business. His master craftsmanship has made him renowned internationally, along with his unique handmade designs of diamond watches and jewelry. Ire left for America at the age of 17 after a stint at his father's oil company in Nigeria and found himself working odd jobs to support his education and dismal music career. But when he was invited by a friend's father to learn about the jewelry industry, Ire seized the golden opportunity. After 6 years of working for his father's friend as an apprentice, Ire started his own company with $5,000 from his personal savings. He will produce unique pieces and put them in a bag to sell, and then hang around trendy bars and hotels looking for wealthy clientele. Ire's luck came through when he met basketball star Gary Payton in California, as the NBA star eventually bought gold and diamond pendants worth $50,000 from the Nigerian. From then on, Ire has become the favorite jeweler for the superstars and global elites, from musicians and politicians to wealthy individuals and athletes. The Nigerian craftsman made history as the first jeweler to stage a runway show to showcase jewelry as fashion at New York Fashion Week 2004. Ire also created his own brand of watches called Ire Traveler, which can cost as much as $1 million. From his $1.7 million bracelet to his $41 million dress, which took 3,000 hours to make, to the $500,000 diamond-coated guitar that he made for hip-hop star Wyclef Jean. The exotic watchmaker and designer has earned his title as the King of Blink. I'm MC Loy, reporting for Newsbeat.
Thank you, MC Loy, for that report. Building walls seems to be the order of the day. Trump has made it a cornerstone of his campaign, and also in between Kenya and Somalia, a wall is underway. Built by an Israeli security company whose stock rose after Trump's victory. Business is booming with global insecurity, and countries protecting their borders increasingly. The 3-kilometer fencing of Kenya-Somalia border is now complete, made of barbed wire, mesh razor, and concrete. It's the response of the Ministry of Interior to Somalis illegally crossing the porous border. Kenya decided to put up the wall after the attacks in Garissa University, with death toll of over 140. The Kenyans vote to increase border security by building a wall between the two neighbor countries. They've completed 3 kilometers, and the work goes on according to officials. It will reach 30 kilometers in 4 months. Kenyan military are working closely with the Somalian National Army, ensuring the work is done peacefully. Kenya still fears more attacks, especially from the group Al-Shabaab. But history has shown that wars are no solution to protecting citizens against groups with bad intentions. Problems have to be tackled by the root, because these terrorists will always find another route. That was the news of the beat. Next week will be another hit. Still ladies like reporting live and direct with love and respect. Follow the beat, follow the beat, follow the beat, follow the beat.
Follow the beats.
Follow the beat, follow the beat, follow the beat, follow the beat.